with 3 weeks left in the season, like we just talked about how people were talking about favorites, we're figuring we start breaking down these end of the year awards because it's like starting to keep an eye on who's our favorites, who are not. So first thing first is the AL MVP race. Who's your like 3 guys that you kind of thinking about in that division?
Well, I don't know if I have a couple. So AL MVP, obviously I got Mike Trout in there for good reason. But the guy who's on my radar right now is on the White Sox, Jose Abreu.
He is on my list as well.
Jose Abreu, guys. Like, did you think we were going to be talking about him as MVP right now? I didn't. So far, he's batting .315 with 13 home runs and 40 RBIs. He's been absolutely keeping the White Sox in it.
Yes. Like, he's that veteran on the team surrounded by a bunch of young guys, and the pitching showing up. Like, he re-signed. He's the first baseman, and he is loving this team probably right now, and he is benefiting from all the other young pitchers around him because he's got to get pitched to, and like I said, batting .315 and knocking in 40 RBIs and having fun.
Right, and he's like one of the guys that you're not really thinking about. Like we're looking at the White Sox, I'm thinking like Tim Anderson and some of the guys who are like big names are supposed to be. But when Jose Abreu gets out there, like you said, he's a veteran presence and he's making it work. He's throwing out a case for being the best player this year.
Yeah. So besides those 2 that you just threw out, I have one other name that's kind of been not really big hype, but he's been consistent all year. Is Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
He's a DH, but when you're batting .333 with 14 home runs, 30 RBIs, and 48 hits, you're consistent. That's MVP.
You're the heart of the lineup. You're the reason why they're doing what they're doing. I agree completely.
Yeah, like it's that slow start mode. Like he could be a finalist.
How crazy would it be to have a DH win the MVP?
And he can get hot, and then that team like ends up winning the division because of his benefit. It could get a real big discussion.
All right. Well, with that being said, what do we think about the AL Cy Young?
Like, let's be completely honest. It's Shane Bieber's to lose.
I agree.
At this point.
I agree.
The next closest person I have is Dallas Keuchel from the White Sox. He's 6-2 with a 2.19 ERA. His strikeouts ain't there, but he's doing it, the short ball way. He only has 32 strikeouts.
Okay. Well, like you said, it's Shane Bieber's to lose because his stats are more impressive than that. He's 7-0 with a 1.25 ERA, 94 strikeouts. I mean, you don't get better than that.
Yeah. When I was like, do we need, I was like, who's the closest other one that if Bieber slips up enough, that someone could sneak in? And Dallas Keuchel is that other person that maybe can sneak in.
Bieber's going to have to get lit up, man. He's going to have to give up like 6
in
the next game, and then he might have to give up more the next game.
If you really think about it, they got like, 4 more starts?
Right.
Most of the starting pitchers. So he's really got to get lit up for Dallas, and Dallas does good to sneak in there.
And I feel like in order for Bieber to lose this and only 4 more starts or so, he'd have to get injured. There's no other way around it. I don't see him giving up that much or them letting him sit out there to get that hit. I just don't see it.
Yeah. So with that, you got to think of the AL manager spots. First come the first, you think about the team I have winning the American League or picks is the Tampa Bay Rays with Kevin Cash.
Yeah. Been doing great stuff there.
One of the lowest payrolls in baseball and still one of the best records.
And you could thank the front office for that because they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yes. And then another guy, of course, we just talked about is the White Sox.
Yeah.
With Rick
Renteria. That's the name I have.
Yeah.
My AL manager of the year right now, if I had to pick it, I'm going with Rick Renteria of the White Sox because they have been doing great things beyond expectations, and I can't wait to see what happens this year and next.
And then, of course, you can throw in the Oakland A's manager, Bob Melvin, and then Terry Francona from the Indians. Because if you think about Indians, they trade away so much pitching this offseason and previous season. They're like, okay, are they tanking? And Shane Bieber, like I said, Cy Young, and then other guys are stepping up. Even trade away, Clevenger, and you're still technically tied for the division right now.
Yeah, I like that. I like that manager for sure.
Yeah.
I agree, 100%.
So then we got the Rookie of the Year. I have 2 guys that kind of stuck out so far this year, and one of them was almost a preseason favorite.
All right, well, who you got?
That was Luis Roberts of the White Sox.
Yeah,
everyone this was the prospect. Everyone's like, I can't wait to see him play this year.
And we mentioned him last week. I think he was my player of the week last week. He's been crushing it.
Yeah.
And so have the White Sox.
Yeah. He has 38 hits, 11 home runs, 27 RBIs. His average is only 266, but as a rookie, that's not terrible. He does need to give it up. And then the other guy I got is Kyle Lewis of the Seattle Mariners.
Right, and that's the guy that I have right now. If I had to pick my AL Rookie of the Year, it's Kyle Lewis. His batting average is .310. He's got 9 home runs and 23 RBIs. Absolutely great for a rookie. Great rookie season.
Yeah, if Seattle keeps winning, he might get more talked about because he said it's the West Coast, the Northwest Coast that no one talks about. A team that's supposed to be not nowhere near. If they can sneak into playoffs, Kyle will be the big factor. He'll be a clear-cut favorite to win that Rookie of the Year.
Agreed.
So then we get to go to the National League, and first things first is the MVP. And I have 3 names that they're close, and it all depends on what happens. And I think the first things first has got to be Tatis Jr.
Absolutely. I don't know how you can have this discussion without him in the mix right now. He's been doing great things. He's been all over every network. Yeah, I like him. I like what they're doing.
You go from a injured shortened season to getting second place in Rookie of the Year last year to finally getting a full season healthy again and being almost the clear-cut favorite to win MVP as of right now. The other guys, of course, it is a former MVP, but in the American League, Mookie Betts.
Okay.
And then also our guy, Mike Yastrzemski.
Yeah. So my National League MVP, the one that I wrote down just because I'm biased right now, is Mike Yaz. His batting average is .301 with 8 home runs, 28 RBIs, and he is absolutely helping his team get in there. Like, if it wasn't for Yaz, we wouldn't be talking about the Giants right now, I don't think.
Yeah, look, Yaz is one of the big factors. We were real surprised that he didn't get traded. They believe in that team, and they think he's a part of their future. And then Mookie, like I said, when I picked the MVP for the season, I just said a Dodger because I felt like whoever's the best Dodger was going to probably get the votes.
Absolutely.
Until Tatis has been tearing the ball up lately.
Yeah, so that's something to keep an eye on, the NL MVP for sure.
And then we already kind of talked about a little bit of this already is the Cy Young for the National League with Darvish, DeGrom. And then the other 2 who are kind of still close but not really is Max Fried and Trevor Bauer.
And Max Fried, I believe, just got injured. He got put on the 10 days.
He got put on injured. That's going to hurt his
Absolutely.
chances.
I don't have him in the mix at all. I'm with Alan. My top 2, the ones we got to keep an eye on, is Darvish and DeGrom, and respectively, they're very close.
Yes.
They are very close. I got Darvish edged right now.
Yeah, because he's 7-1 with a 1.44 ERA, 63 strikeouts and a .88 WHIP. DeGrom is 3-1 with a 1.69 ERA, 70 Ks with also a .88 WHIP.
Exactly, and we know that wins don't mean everything because DeGrom has been doing it back-to-back years with no wins because he gets no support. Although he did get support his last outing, I hope it wasn't all the support we can give him because they put up 14. Finally, the Mets put up 14 runs for him, but he only needed 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's very close. DeGrom and Darvish are very close, side by side. Tick for tat.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one. If Darvish has a bad outing, we might have an opening for DeGrom to just take the lead by himself. But as of right now, if they keep pitching like this, it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, and then Trevor with Max Fried injury out, so it's pretty much put him. And then if you think the third horse of the race is Bauer at 3-3 with a 2.05 ERA with 61 strikeouts with a .86 WHIP. He's not too far. So if both DeGrom and Darvish have one bad outing and he has a stellar outing,
we're going to be talking about.
We're talking about a 3-head race going into the final 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Of the season.
And no, those are great stats. Bauer's putting up great numbers right now,
especially for a contract year.
Exactly. And even if he doesn't get the Cy Young award, those numbers alone for a contract year are solid.
Ace money this offseason.
Exactly. I don't know where you get it from, man. You Darvish is this everything's clicking up there.
An older guy, you thought, like I said, he had a 4-point-some ERA last year, and now you got a 1.44.
He's feeling it, and I like it. I like seeing you throw the ball, man. So that's pretty good. Good for him.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I still got to root for my boy DeGrom. I got to hope this 3-peat goes through because the Mets got to root for something.
Yeah, that's our guy, and Rookie of the Year, now 2-time, hopefully going for a 3 Cy Young. So it's going to be real close eye to watch. So the next category we got for is the National League Manager of the Year.
All right.
And clearly, you think Dodgers when you come out with this record they're at on stream, but we expected of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Preseason, we expected them to be number 1.
So it's okay, they were right there last year. They, of course, didn't get it done, but I think the clear cut has got to be David Ross right now.
You
with
think
the Cubs.
So? Absolutely. Look, man, nobody can call a game
First-year
better.
manager.
Yeah, nobody can call a game better than a catcher. And old man Ross absolutely has the stars aligned. And I don't know what he's done with Yu Darvish, but Yu Darvish, and the whole squad have finally aligned, and they're like, look, man, we're going to make a run for it.
Yeah, remember, this is possibly one of the last years with some of this team together.
Absolutely.
Some of these guys are free agents, so they might walk away. So this could be the final run for this Cubs team. They got their one World Series win. Ross was a part of it. And now he's managing to hope to get that one final run. Then they might go rebuild mode. We don't know yet. We have to wait till this offseason if people decide to stay, take a discount, or do they leave and get paid.
Well,
only time will tell.
My nomination for this year's National League Manager of the Year is also a first-year coach of the Giants, Gabe Kapler. This team was not supposed to be in the position they are. They're not supposed to do anything, and he has taken them from nothing to being talked about.
Well, a couple weeks ago until, Yankees not Yankees, but Phillies make some trade, it's like, okay, it wasn't the manager.
Right. Exactly. And that's my biggest point because I liked him as a manager. I mean, yes,
2 years, he finished 500 both years.
Exactly. And I never thought it was the manager's fault. I would have pointed fingers at Bryce Harper first, but I don't know what was going on, but he is proving that he belongs as a manager in the league.
Right, because we thought Giants was going to be like the Pirates. Like,
absolutely.
Who's this team?
Easily forgettable.
A bunch of real old veterans. The pitching staff's not there.
Yeah.
You lose,
Baumgartner.
So you're like, okay, this team is nothing this
year. We
thought
thought they were a super rebuild year, which they could be, but the manager has brought this team together to compete. I love it.
Yeah. So I would not be surprised at all, especially if they get in the playoffs, then they will be discussed. Like, Cubs will be discussed and then Giants will be discussed because they weren't supposed to be there.
I agree. If the Giants can make it to the playoffs.
The Mariners.
Yeah, absolutely. If they keep doing what they're doing, and any one of these teams make it to the playoffs, make a run, those guys are absolutely going to be in the mix and should be talked about higher than the others.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye and see if these teams that are like right there outside or right at the bubble. If they can get in, the manager might look golden and might get those votes.
Absolutely.
And then the last category in the National League, of course, is Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
And I have one position player and two pitchers right now that stick out for rookies.
Okay, well, I only have one position player right now.
Yeah, that's all. I have one position and two pitchers. The position player I got is, of course, Jake Cronenworth from the Padres.
And that's the same guy I have.
40 hits, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, batting .325 for Slam Diego.
Yeah.
He's that bright spot, which, second base, they've always been wondering, and he's came in and did his thing. So.
Yeah, man. A rookie coming in, batting .325 for the season, absolutely helping out his team. And like I said, the Padres are looking good right now.
Like, don't have to be the power. He has Machado behind him. He has Tatis. So, really, he gets on base, and he gets batted in. So, he's doing his job.
Exactly. That's his job. That's what we want.
So, the first pitcher is Dustin May for me from the Dodgers.
Okay.
Yes, he's only 1-1, but he has a 2.88 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and a 1.11 whip.
That's pretty solid.
Which we knew going into the season that he was one of those candidates, one of the rookie cards people were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this could be their next Clayton something in L.A., and he's so far has been so good. And the next person, unfortunately, recently his ERA has shot up, but was David Peterson of the Mets.
Oh, okay.
He was 4-1, but now he has a 4.2 ERA, 24 strikeouts, and then a 1.3 whip.
Okay.
So he had a bunch of wins, and they're like, okay, this is in discussion, but then his course last outing was very terrible, so his ERA shot up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Maybe he has a couple more starts in him, get that down some. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if he can get like 4 more starts, win 3 of them, 7 wins. And remember, he didn't start the season with the team. He got called up. So there's that benefactor depending on that. So we'll keep an eye on all these rookies and all these categories for the end of the year with 3 weeks left to play.